Agassi is hot, coming off his gold medal victory in Atlanta. Somehow he's managing to cope with this year's frustrating ride. Can he continue to keep the Olympic fire burning? Today at the ATP, he meets the French Open champion, Yevgeny Kafelnikov, next.
This is the Great American Insurance ATP Championships from the greater Cincinnati area. For the first time since 1987, French championships, 7 of the top 10 players in the world are in the quarterfinals of a major championship. Needless to say, this is the best quarterfinal lineup in the ATP championships ever. Our feature match today, Andre Agassi takes on the French Open champion, Yevgeny Kafelnikov. Very warm greetings, everybody. A much better day today. Welcome to you, Patrick McEnroe. Andre Agassi on a day that is going to showcase so many great matches is our feature match. A man who has just come off Olympic gold, but he hasn't had a great year overall.
No, we've been talking about if maybe that's going to turn his year around, winning the Olympic gold. Really had problems with his motivation throughout most of this year. This is his first real test, I think, after that gold medal performance against Kafelnikov. Not only is he going to have to be motivated today, he's going to have to play his best tennis to win.
Talk about Yevgeny Kafelnikov. He won the French Open on clay, but this is a man, Patrick, that can win on all surfaces. He has won on all surfaces. He's got a great all-round game. So when you say that Agassi is going to be tested, this is a real test, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. Kafelnikov's got a great serve. He's got a great forehand. As you said, all-around game. Great doubles. He actually won the French Open singles and doubles, which hasn't been done for years and years. So he can do it all. Question is, you know, can he match Agassi from the ground today? I think Agassi is going to try to dominate a little bit from the baseline and work him over from the back of the court.
Who do you think is going to win, Patrick?
I like Agassi. I think his motivation is back. I think he likes the fact that he's playing a great player like Kafelnikov. I think that'll get him pumped up even more. And he looks like he's turning the corner a little bit.
Given the fact that it's a great day weather-wise as well, I'm going to agree with you. Agassi versus Kafelnikov at the ATP.
Don't miss a minute of your favorite sports action. With ESPN Net to Go, Motorola's new sports receiver. Score updates every 5 minutes, plus ESPN's breaking news and info. Carry NFL, NBA, NHL, baseball, and college action wherever you go. Be in the know when you're on the go.
From August 10th through the 18th, don't miss the champions of tennis at the Pilot Pen International. Kafelnikov, the French Open, a champion. Krajicek, Wimbledon, a champion. Plus some of the hottest players on the ATP Tour, including Malavia Washington, Wimbledon finalist, Jim Courier, Michael Stieck, Marc Rosset, Marcelo Rios, and many more. All at the Connecticut Tennis Center in New Haven. Just call 1-888-99-PILOT and reserve your seats today.
ESPN and the ATP Tour proudly present the ATP Championships, brought to you by Mercedes-Benz, where safety, reliability, performance, and value are never optional. Live at the ATP, and it is, let me say, a very, very pleasant day today. There are some clouds in the sky, but Andre Agassi and Yevgeny Kafelnikov will be very happy with the change in the weather from the last few days. It has been insufferably hot. Today it is relatively cool and a pleasant day. Some breeze, Patrick, but that's not going to be a big factor, I don't think.
I don't think so. It's a beautiful day for tennis. As you said, the players much happier to play in these conditions. I think you'll see better points now, longer points. The players not afraid to work the points a little bit more, get into some long rallies. That's what Andre Agassi is going to try to do today as we look at him home in Las Vegas, Nevada, ranked number 7 right now. A little low for him, certainly struggling a lot this year, but coming off the Olympic gold medal, as we talked about, seems like that's possibly maybe turned his whole year around, Cliff.
I kind of hope so. It's been a very up and down year for Agassi so far. The Grand Slams have not been kind to him. He started out the semi-final of the Australian against Michael Chang. It was a windy day, and he sort of went away in that match. And then for the rest of the year, the Grand Slams were very unkind to him. After Wimbledon, he took about 10 days off, went to Las Vegas, which is home for him and out in the Nevada area, and they played a lot of tennis, he and Brad Gilbert, and then he went to Washington, didn't do particularly well there, and in the second round went down in flames, and then went to the Olympics and did what he had really set his sights on, which was winning Olympic gold. Yevgeny Kafelnikov, the Russian, has a very interesting career. He's 22 years old, still a very young man, won the French championship this year. Sochi, Russia is home for him. Actually, he lives sort of now a combination of Germany and Monte Carlo. He went to Karlsruhe originally to be with his good buddy. Help me out.
Medvedev?
Medvedev, yeah.
Andre Medvedev,
yeah.
right.
They were there together.
Grew up together, yeah.
And they played a lot of tennis together as juniors as well. They're about the same age. Kafelnikov actually is a couple of months older than
Medvedev. Yeah. You have trouble with that name there, huh?
Yeah.
Well, here we see the Mercedes Super 9. Here's the matchup today. Agassi, 96 record, 11-2. Kafelnikov, 7-3. Career record, obviously Agassi played a lot more over the years. Tremendous record. 8 titles in Mercedes Super 9.
The last one he won was the Lipton this year when even Elizabeth
That's right, when he was retired. Kafelnikov yet to win a Mercedes Super 9. Obviously his big breakthrough, winning the French Open this year. But as we talked about in the opening, Cliff, he's a real all-court player. He's already won titles in Adelaide this year, which is on a hard court right before the Australian Open. In Prague on clay, French Open on clay. Been in the finals and indoors on grass, again on clay. He's been in four other finals. So he's very consistent, and as we said, can really plan anything. Agassi's going to have to come out and play his best today to win.
He ended up at the end of he's number 10 in the world in doubles too, Kafelnikov.
That's right.
He ended up in the top 10 in doubles and singles last year. It's a heck of an achievement. I wish more of the singles players played doubles, don't you?
Well, he's certainly proving that you can do it. And
your brother was about the best.
That's true. Well, he was in years past. He was before. Here we see Kafelnikov. Look at all the matches he's played. 119 already this year, most on the tour. It's probably he's pretty far ahead of anybody else. I mean, he's usually in the semis, finals, at least in one singles or doubles, if not both.
He very seldom takes time off, but he did this year after Wimbledon. Took a couple of weeks off. He played 2 clay court events in which he did not do badly. But he sort of went away at Wimbledon. I mean, he had a very bad loss at Wimbledon after winning the French championship. Anyway, I like what you said, and I agree with you. For Andre Agassi, this, I think, is an important moment. As far as his coach is concerned, Brad Gilbert says, and this is the direct quote from this morning, he says, none of these guys can beat him. He can beat himself, and often does.
I don't know about none of them, but not many. I think when he's on his game, certainly on this surface, he's certainly the best in the world, probably along with Pete Sampras. The two of them, if they're at their best, I think they're a notch above the rest of the guys.
I agree.
Already the first point, both players really hitting strong ground strokes. Agassi finishes, gets to left court, sets up for the easy forehand winner.
Muster is through. The winner of this match takes on Thomas Muster in the semi-final. Oops, he's down. He slipped. Kafelnikov. Don't often see that on a hard court.
No, Harker. Agassi jumps all over the second serve, gets it back deep. This loses his footing a little bit. He's down. Agassi's got the open court there. Already an early chance for Agassi, 15-30. Well, Agassi's won a couple three-set matches here. Larson, he played in his first match, and Alex O'Brien, with a good American who's had a couple good weeks here. He beat him 6-11 in the third. This is his first big test, I think.
That will be wide. You know, we talk about motivation, Patrick, when we talk about Agassi. In truth, I feel the same way about Kafelnikov. They've played 3 times. Kafelnikov leads 2-1. Remember the French Open when Kafelnikov won it? That wasn't this year, it was last year. He won it in straight sets, but Agassi was injured.
Well, they've only played 1 time on hard courts with the Australian Open in the quarterfinals in '85, and Agassi blitzed him in 3 straight. Here's break point now for Andre.
Game by Agassi. He will serve up a break. 1 game to love first set. This is best of 3. They're playing for a place in the semi-final of the ATP.
Whoever said winning isn't everything never met me.
Champions like Pete Sampras always play to win, and so should you with the Winner's Credit Card, the no annual fee ATP Tour MasterCard. Call toll-free 1-888-222-PETE for the card to put you on the ATP Tour. Gain insider access to ATP Tour events and discounts on ATP Tour products. Sampras has a killer serve. The ATP Tour MasterCard offers killer service.
Together, we play to win. Call 1-888-222-PETE to carry the card that I carry.
This is a look at the quarterfinal lineup, and the lowest ranked player in the world. He's seeded 10. He's ranked 12. Is Enquist, and he will play against Sampras in the next match. Then you've got Chang and Ivanisevic, 3 and 5. Agassi, Kafelnikov, 6 and 4 respectively, and Ferreira and Muster. Muster won that one. I hope you got to see the end of it in the tiebreak. What a field.
You don't see that happen much often these days, Cliff, where all the top guys get to the quarterfinals. There's so much depth in men's tennis now.
They don't often all show.
That's true, too. It's a great lineup all day and night tonight, today and tonight.
What do you think, and what do the players think about the Mercedes Super 9 concept in general? Do you even remember the days? When there was no Super 9?
Well, a few years back, yeah, I think it's good for the players to have, especially the top players, to have really something to shoot for, some big events, and spaced out over the course of the year, and not have so many, you know, throughout all the year. The players like to feel like they get a little break sometimes, but then kind of focus, obviously, for the Grand Slams, and also for other select events. And the Super 9 enables you to get ready for that, the Mercedes Super 9 events. 30-15. I remember the days, Patrick, before the Super 9 when tournament directors were just buying players and bidding for players, because that's all it was a bidding war, and you could never get them all because you couldn't afford everybody. Now the Super 9 has changed all that, and most of the top players play in most of the Super 9. Well, that's what the top players like most, to play against each other, head-to-head. That's what it's all about. That's what tennis is. Great head-to-head rivalries.
40-15. Good start for Agassi so far.
He's really hitting the ball cleanly and with some pretty good pace early on. He looks very eager for this match.
And so does Kafelnikov. Agassi holds on. It's 2 games to love. my feeling about Agassi also, Patrick, is that he loves playing in the USA. He's just as much, you know, as he's a good player on clay, just not quite at home in Europe.
Oh, definitely not, but he definitely likes the hard courts better, and I just think he feels more comfortable. You know, he's got his own jet, so he can cruise back home, you know, quickly and whatnot. That's nice. Nice perk.
He won Olympic gold for the USA, and there you see Kafelnikov playing a lot fewer tournaments, obviously. 22 titles against 2. Again, the last title that Agassi won in the USA outside of the Olympics was the Lipton. Yevgeny Kafelnikov is much more at home in Europe. Kafelnikov's Russian coach, Anatoly Lepeshin, is here with him. Kafelnikov was raised in the Soviet Union system, which was a good one. Which was a good system for tennis. And then, when the Soviet Union collapsed, he didn't have really that system. We'll be back.
Man of War, Citation, Secretariat, and now Cigar. One horse on a hot streak is out to break Citation's 46-year record of 16 consecutive wins. And this Saturday, one defining race could place Cigar in the most elite circle of winners in thoroughbred history.
And down the stretch they come. Here's the champ. Here is Cigar.
The Pacific Classic at Del Mar, tomorrow at 6, only on ESPN.
Agassi 2-1 in the first set with a breaker serve. Just a reminder, ESPN Championship Boxing Friday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. The WBU Championship, James Toney and Duran Williams. That's 5:30 out on the West Coast. Tonight, 8:30. Agassi with a break, 2-1. First set.
15-0.
Double fault. I was saying about Kafelnikov that he was raised in a system where talent was nurtured early by the state, but when he turned 17, that was in 1991, he was operating in a void because that's when the Soviet Union disappeared. So he hooked up with who is now the national coach, Lepeshin. He has improved dramatically, as you can see, from 92, 314, top 100 in 93, all the way now to number 4 in the world after winning the French.
Oh, Agassi really moved in well to cut that off. Excellent footwork. That's all he had is a but whenever you see a two-handed backhand guy go to hit a slice, one hand like that, you try to make your way in. Agassi sees that and knocks that volley off. Good aggressive play there. Here you see Agassi, he sees him go with the one hand. He says, I got to get in on that because you know he's going to chip it back. Nice, easy volley there, puts it into the open court. couple doubles there, Andre. He really seems to be hitting the ball great from the back of the court. 2 double faults, but he's still got game point, 40-30.
Agassi holds on, so it's 3 games to 1. In the early days, when Kafelnikov first came over to the USA, went down to Volateri's place and spent a little while there. It's an interesting story. They said when he first got there, he and his coach at that time was a guy by the name of Shishkin, and they went down there, and so Volateri sent him out to court 36, they said. And he came out to watch him play.
So I better check this guy out. I think if Nick had known then what he knows now, he may have put him on that first court.
Well, he figured it out pretty quickly.
Oh, did he?
And then Sampras did as well, and Sampras played with him a lot in those early days. And then, Patrick, I know that you remember the first time that Sampras and he played was in the Australian Open.
That's right, that great 5-set match, right.
Great match.
Yep.
And after that, Sampras said, this guy is going to be a great player.
Well, Sampras knows something about that. Can't wait to see his match either later on against Enquist. He's never lost to Enquist, but I think he's 6-7-0 against him, but he's had a lot of tough matches against him.
Break point.
No, 40 love here.
Excuse me, 40 love. Kafelnikov, they'll change ends with Agassi to serve. He has a break, early break, 3-2, first set, best of 3. They're looking for a place in the semis.
The best tennis players in the world play on the ATP Tour. Like all great competitors, they disagree on just about everything. Which tournaments to play, surfaces, line calls, playing style, even which language to argue in. But there is one thing they do agree on. The ball. The Penn ATP Tour ball. Bringing harmony to professional tennis.
Agassi, and he will serve the number 6 player in the world, and Patrick McEnroe, who's sitting next to me. I'm Cliff Drysdale. Hope you're enjoying this. It's live. The ATP Championships. We're in Mason, Ohio. It's about 30 minutes from downtown Cincinnati. He has got a lot of points to defend because he did not lose a match last year between Wimbledon and the US Open.
Andre's really too concerned about that. Obviously, he doesn't want to see his ranking drop too low, but I think his main concern is just being motivated, just going out there and being aggressive and playing good, smart tennis. And he knows that he's one of the best players in the world. It's just a question of being motivated all the time, certainly knowing that he might drop out of the top 20 if he doesn't do well. That's got to be a little bit in the back of his head. Winning those 4 tournaments last summer and then losing in the finals in the US Open.
Patrick, I was about to say that he doesn't want to be unseeded going into the US Open. Then I remembered that 2 years ago,
That's right.
he was
won it,
unseeded going
right.
to the Open, and he won it.
Sometimes he needs things like that to motivate him. It's funny how he does that. A lot of times he has one great year followed up by a little bit of a down year, and then he has something to get him up for the next year.
You were saying yesterday it's kind of easier to be moving up than it is to be sitting on the top. And I agree.
Huge shot by Agassi. Kafelnikov is really hitting some deep ground strokes there, keeping Agassi behind the baseline. But then Andre gets his chance here. Here Kafelnikov goes cross court, and Agassi just steps in and goes for it right on the line. Here you see Agassi again, good preparation, racket high, follows right through. Look at the acceleration on this racket head. Clean winner. Kafelnikov follows it up though with a winner return down the line. He really seems to be stepping up his game a little bit, trying to get that break back. So 30-all, 3-2 Agassi serving.
Ace, and it's game point for Agassi. Agassi was runner-up at the French in 1990, runner-up at the US Open that year, runner-up again at the French in 91. He started his winning run at Wimbledon in 92. Ace, another one. Racing to the Breeders' Cup on ESPN tomorrow at 6 p.m. the Pacific Classic. Boy, is there a lot being said about Cigar as he attempts to break Citation's record of 17 consecutive wins. I mean, that is big news.
That's big. That's everywhere. Agassi's first two aces coming there at a great time at 30-all. He pops 2 in a row. You know, he told me in the locker room before the match, we were talking a little bit about this and how he's mixing his serve up, spinning it in. He says, you know, I spin it in a license, but then when I hit my one at about 110, it seems a lot harder to the guy because they're used to the 90-mile-an-hour serve.
That's a great shot.
That's an interesting point by Agassi because you think of Pete Sampras 110. That's like he's taking a lot off it too.
Second serve.
Here you see Kafelnikov really stepping into this back and great angle and pace on that.
40 love, Kafelnikov under that hat. I mean, he looks so young. He is young. He looks
young.
even younger than that. I mean, he could be 15. The kid looks like a choir boy. He holds on against Agassi. He's down a break. Poach 4-3. Agassi will serve after a break. This is live coverage of the ATP from Mason, Ohio.
What questions keep men up nights?
You know, Agassi has a shot that, in my opinion, changed the face of tennis. Just take a look at this racket. It never gets below the level of the ball. Most players will let it go underneath the ball and then come up over it on topspin. See, that never gets below the level, so he hits it flat. That flat shot is what gives him the power, and that's what makes him such a dangerous player. Agassi serving 4-3. He hits the ball pretty flat, really, off both sides, Patrick, doesn't he?
He does, but he can also take a little bit off and hit those heavy shots. But when he gets that chance to go for it, then he really likes to flatten it out. Tremendous pace, tremendous timing.
You learn that, or is that a God-given thing?
That's given, I think. Yeah.
I remember talking to his dad in the early days, Mike, who was an Olympic boxer, actually. And he was a tennis teacher in Las Vegas for a long time. And he said that I used to take my kid, Andre, and I put him on the baseline. I said, never move behind the baseline, no matter what you get.
Right.
So he practiced that a lot, too.
Well, it just misses there. Well, you're right, Cliff. That it is a God-given talent, but it's also something you have to work on for years and years and years, and certainly Andre Agassi has done that. But some players could work on it for years and years and years.
And never get it.
Yours truly.
He just seems to see the ball early.
He does. He has his eye, I think, is just that much better. Kafelnikov now with a chance here at 15-30 with a second serve. Get back on serve. Oh, that's a bad miss from Kafelnikov. Second serve right into the body. Didn't have too much kick on. You can see he's a little upset with that. Here it is right here. Doesn't really move his feet too much. His turn, steps up. No reason to make that mistake. And he knows it. That's just pace of shot beating Kafelnikov there. Agassi really stepped into that forehand. Kafelnikov, he's still thinking about that 15-30 point. Believe me, when you get 15-30 second serve, can't let those opportunities get by.
That's why game Agassi, you said he had a little bit of trouble in that game. Kafelnikov got him back in, and it's 5-3 first set.
So often you see that happen, Cliff, when you have a chance on a 15-30 or a love 30, it changes the whole complexion of the game, and it gives the servers the opportunity at 30 off for Agassi to go for a bigger shot. You feel like you get let off the hook a little bit. Really, that 1 point changed that whole game. Here's that point again. Kafelnikov's second serve. He didn't have to move it at all. It was right in the slot, right in the zone. Just hits it in the net. I don't speak Russian, so I'm not sure what he said there.
Universal language, I think that was. 30 love.
Shake that last one off that he hit in the bottom of the net and just turn and just crush a backhand down the line. Beautiful shot there.
Kafelnikov holds on. Agassi will serve after we take a break. And if he can hold on, he'll have the first set under his belt. Best of 3, quarterfinal, the ATP.
Scratch-proof Swiss watches of lasting value. A joy to look at. A joy to wear. Grado, Switzerland. A different world.
The road course at Mid-Ohio in the Miller 200, Sunday on ABC Sports.
Did soccer discover America, or did America finally discover soccer? Discover the MLS on ESPN. The Tampa Bay Mutiny takes on the Dallas Burn tomorrow at 8:30 on ESPN. Finally, America gets it.
Some outstanding flower arrangements here in the environs of this outstanding stadium. About a hard serve and a couple of volleys away. The first tee of a Nicholas Design golf course as well. We're in Mason, Ohio. By the way, if you want to do business, this is not a bad place to come and take a look at. The greater Cincinnati area is very interested in attracting business to this area. Andre Agassi wants to win the first set. Let's watch him. He's serving for it, 5-4. Love 15. Agassi serving from the end that's not quite as pleasant because the sun is into him. 15 all.
There again, he comes up with a good first serve when he needs it, down love 15. I think it's the thing about Andre Agassi that people don't really realize is he's always thinking. He's always working the point. He has a strategy for every point and how he wants the returner to return the ball so he gets to hit the next shot the way he wants to.
You know, Patrick, I agree with that statement, except when I saw him play the French this year, I really questioned the way that...
Well, but that's when he's on his game.
That's right.
When he's not on his game or when he's not into it, who knows what he's thinking.
Then he sort of just goes through the motions.
Yes. Kafelnikov again putting some pressure on his serve, 15-30.
That's too good.
That's a beautiful play by Kafelnikov. Very heavy forehand, setting up that short one there. Getting Agassi stretched out of court. Agassi doesn't feel comfortable way behind the baseline, so you can see where he is there. And Kafelnikov then with the easy forehand into the open court, down the line. Double break point.
He thumped that forehand. 15-40. There's the break for Kafelnikov. On serve now, 5 games all.
And Evgeny says, I'm the man. I don't know who he's talking to. He's the man now.
There was a little bit there of a letdown, I suppose, but Kafelnikov really played that game well.
He really pressured Agassi from the back of the court. You know, if you can get Agassi off of the baseline, he doesn't feel as comfortable. Obviously, you've got to hit tremendous shots with power, speed to be able to do that. That's what Kafelnikov did in that game.
Love. Super two-hander. 15 all.
That's why Andre Agassi likes to play his tennis from right on the baseline or inside to control the point. See where he is right there. He's pretty close to being. He really crushes that backhand cross court. Kafelnikov can't quite control it.
Really, it's a battle between two guys who have got great natural talent for the game. It's become a mental drama. Who will buckle first? 30 all.
Serves there from Evgeny. Brings him a game point to go up 6-5 in the first.
This is great stuff as Kafelnikov holds on, and now he is in front. Agassi will serve to try to get into a tiebreak in the first set. I know that you will come back and watch this. This is a big moment in the match.
Whoever said winning isn't everything never met me.
Champions like Pete Sampras always play to win, and so should you with the winner's credit card, the no annual fee ATP Tour MasterCard. Call toll-free 1-888-222-PETE for the card that puts you on the ATP Tour. Gain insider access to ATP Tour events and discounts on ATP Tour products. Sampras has a killer serve. The ATP Tour MasterCard offers killer service.
Together, we play to win. Call 1-888-222-PETE to carry the card that I carry.
Kafelnikov leading 6 games to 5. It is Agassi to serve now with the sun behind his neck. Tonight, Michael Chang will take on Goran Ivanisevic, 7:30 p.m. ESPN2. That's live. So join us for that one. We should have by then, will have by then, because the weather is fine today, 3 semifinalists.
See that match tonight clip when Ivanisevic gets up and he's firing those 125, 130 mile an hour serves, and Chang's standing there right in the baseline, moving in. It's great. Great.
They played at the Lipton earlier.
Yeah, it's great. But Agassi here in a little bit of trouble now. 5-6, love 15.
Nice change of pace there on the serve, going into the forehand side that time. Ivanisevic took Chang out at the Lipton, and then had to withdraw against Agassi in the final. That's Agassi's Mercedes Super 9 win of this year, the only one so far.
Also took out Sampras there, did Ivanisevic. Had a great run. Oh, that's a huge backhand there down the line, right in the corner. Here it is again. Look at Agassi setting it up, pulling his weight into the court, forward, right in the corner. Loves that backhand down the line.
We've already seen one semi-finalist, Thomas Muster, a winner over Wayne Ferreira. You're watching live coverage of the ATP Championships. It is Andre Agassi in match 2 of the day, 40-15. Game point for him. He's trailing 5-6 first set. He's taking on French Open champ Yevgeny Kafelnikov, the Russian. Conditions for tennis are really spectacular today, and you're seeing some tremendous shot making. Just drive there with me, Patrick McAdoo.
And these guys are really crushing the ball from the back of the court. Kafelnikov just tore into that return. Agassi just makes it look routine, hitting it back. Incredible time. And they're the tiebreak records, both pretty good. Agassi 13-6. Kafelnikov, of course, played more. The guys played more matches than anyone, 19-7.
He and Thomas Muster lead the tour in match wins this year. As I remember, 55 or 56 apiece. 1 to Agassi, and he will serve. Mini break for the American.
Kafelnikov sets up this point beautifully, gets Andre out of court, see him move around the ball, rack it back, preparation, gives himself enough room to make a full swing, and just whips it down the line. Andre was guessing the other way. 1 point all.
That's long. 2-1 Agassi. They both hit the ball so crisply, so cleanly. There was a mishit in that point, but you kind of were startled by a mishit.
Right. So you're used to hearing that thump coming off the racket of both these guys.
That is a great shot.
Tremendous work by Agassi.
You see a point like that, and you've got to think the tennis players have got to be, Patrick, in excellent physical condition.
Oh.
And I'm comparing them with other athletes in just about any other sport.
Oh, you have to, because Kafelnikov, you have to keep coming back, and Agassi just running him all over the court. Andre likes to put a couple of those points together in a row to really try to wind his opponent.
Winner, and it's 4-1. Too many breaks to Agassi.
Or he says I might just make it easier and hit the winner on the return. Look at him step into, look how far he's inside the baseline, steps in, takes it early.
Well, you can say that again, Patrick. How far is he? I mean, 3 feet inside the baseline.
It's not like this. Kafelnikov has a bad second serve.
Exactly. Look at this.
He's already there as the ball. It's not even at him yet, and he's still moving forward as he hits the ball. There he has a good kick serve out wide.
Their change ends with Agassi leading 5-1. He served for the first set and came short. Now he's in very, very good shape here in the tiebreak. Go according to the seeds, and he's not supposed to win this match, but you have to really consider him the favorite. He's seeded 6, Kafelnikov 4. Set points coming up for Agassi. That was a great set of tennis, wasn't it? Tie break to Agassi. He leads by 1-0 over Yevgeny Kafelnikov.
Your daughter has an American Express student card. She'll be able to get great deals on flights home.
It gives you more choices.
With that card, you can extend the payment. It's very flexible.
You're going to get a reward point for every dollar you spend.
Our senior member card has a lower fee.
It gives you some more options.
I'm sure we've got a card that'll work for you.
Whoever you are, American Express helps you do more.
It's a great crowd again at the ATP Championships here. Record crowds all week. As you see, some great athletic moves from both of these tennis champions. The slice there from Yevgeny Kafelnikov as he takes his 2 hands off the racket doesn't happen often.
Master Agassi likes to be where he hit that shot from inside the baseline to work his opponent around the court. He's got to be very pleased with that first set, because Kafelnikov plays some great tennis. Agassi was able to step up his game there, from 5-6 on, play a great tiebreak.
Now let's see if Kafelnikov is going to give it as much here as he did in the first set.
Well, I definitely think he's going to give as much. The question is, does he have as much after being worked around by Agassi as much as he was in that first set?
What's the perception of the guys on the turf of this guy, Kafelnikov?
Oh, he's a very likable guy. He plays doubles all the time. You know, he's always around, and he always plays with different guys all the time. He says, oh, if someone wants to win a tournament, I'll play with him. You know, and he's that good that he picks up partners all the time and wins tournaments with multiple partners. He's always hanging around, enjoying, loves to play.
I mean, just relatively speaking, even for tennis, a kid, 21 years old.
I saw him when I came here. After here you see his winning. Record 55 and 15 this year. He's already got 3 titles.
So he's one behind Worcester.
Right.
30-15.
I was saying, Cliff, when I first got here this week, I saw Yevgeny, and I get along with him pretty well, and I haven't seen him for a couple months as I'm recovering from a surgery on my shoulder. And he says, where are you? Where are you? What are you doing? What are you doing? It's very nice. And he says, when are you coming back? I said, well, I'm here to commentate. He said, no, come back and play. Come back and play. Because I want to beat up on you a little bit.
What's he looking for, some cannon fodder, or what?
Yeah, exactly. Somebody to work on, work on a little bit, work over. But he's getting worked over a little bit today. But he's not going away, I don't think, in this match.
Yeah, that's a great shot, and a game point for Agassi.
Well, Kafelnikov really let Agassi off the hook a little bit because he had him on the run, hitting a couple slice backhands. And then here you see this forehand here, and Agassi's really just running so much, he just says, I got to go for this one. I'm way out of court, and go for it, he does. Beautiful shot. But when you have an Andre Agassi on the run like that, you got to take your chance and get to the net, try to finish the point a little bit quicker because he can turn it from defense to offense so quickly as he just did in that point.
Kafelnikov steers it long. Agassi wins first game, second set. He won the first in the tiebreak. Oh, this is good stuff. We'll be back.
From August 10th through the 18th, don't miss the champions of tennis at the Pilot Pen International. Kafelnikov, the French Open, a champion. Krajicek, Wimbledon, a champion. Plus some of the hottest players on the ATP Tour, including Malavia Washington, Wimbledon finalist. Jim Courier, Michael Steek, Mark Rosé, Marcelo Rios, and many more. All at the Connecticut Tennis Center in New Haven. Just call 1-888-99-PILOT and reserve your seats today.
Black Magic Professional Protectant contains no water. Black Magic cleans, shines, restores, and protects your car's leather, vinyl, and rubber parts better than any other product guarantees. So quit getting soaked. Use Black Magic Professional Protectant for total protection. Now there's Black Magic for your car's paint. Introducing Black Magic Paint Protectant with Teflon. It shines and protects your car's finish from pollution and acid rain. So the only thing that sticks to your car is the shine. Black Magic Paint Protectant with Teflon.
Andre Agassi is coached by that man there, Brad Gilbert. He has a birthday today, 35 years old. And he is really one of the most interesting guys in the sport. He will tell you not only about tennis, but just about any sport that you care to talk with him about.
Or don't care to talk to him necessarily about it. He'll still talk about it. But he's got to be enjoying this birthday present so far. His man is playing inspired, excellent tennis.
Saying this morning with Agassi, it's really a question of how much motivation he has, and you've said it already, and you're dead right, Patrick, but he looks now to be really motivated. He's not messing about.
He really does, and I think that's what's making Brad smile, because Brad was one of the most competitive players around on the tour. That was his biggest strength, and that's what he's helped instill in Andre, certainly last year.
Agassi won it last year. And 1989 was Brad Gilbert's year. He had a great summer season. He won it here. Only bad news about playing very well on the summer of tennis in the USA is that sometimes it doesn't translate to the US Open. In '89, as you can see, Brad Gilbert won it. Chang a couple of times. Agassi is the holder.
I think you're right about that, Cliff, but I also think you don't want to go into a Grand Slam having not played well in the summer, you know, and if you had one choice or the other, you'd much rather be playing good tennis, winning a lot of matches. Nothing like confidence.
Go for the line, Cynthia. That wasn't more than an inch inside the line, and it gives him Agassi break point.
Well, he just lines this up here. He loves that backhand down the line. When he feels he has the chance to hit the winner, he'll go for it right inside. When he's on, though, he won't go for it unless he thinks he can make the win. Great second serve by Kafelnikov on break point there. Stretching Agassi fully out wide. He needs to hang on to this service game here. So this set could be over in a hurry if Agassi gets hot. Gets hotter, I should say.
Deuce. Miss hit. Not many of those in this match. It's been very cleanly played by both players. Game point for Kafelnikov and 1 game to love for Agassi. Kafelnikov holds on as 1 game all. First set to Agassi in the tiebreak. Saturday night on ESPN, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Major League Soccer, Tampa Bay at Dallas. Dallas currently second in the Western Conference. Tampa Bay on top in the Eastern Conference. It's the inaugural Major League Soccer season. Glad to see it. I hope it does great. I love that sport.
Seems to be really enjoying some success this year. A lot of people going out to enjoy that.
Another miscue by Agassi, and it is love 15, 1 game all.
Soccer, by the way, Cliff, a great game to play when you're a kid, especially if you're interested in tennis and becoming a tennis player. Footwork, agility, endurance, stopping, starting, all those things. Many of these European, South American players all played lots of soccer when they were young. Really helps with your agility if you're thinking about playing tennis.
That's a great shot from Agassi. I wonder if either player will look up and check on that chopper that is flying by above them.
Well, here Agassi, see, he's got Kafelnikov out of the court there, pretty far back, steps in and takes that on the rise, giving Kafelnikov less time to get over to the open court, just crushing that winner.
30-15. They don't waste any time, these guys, between points, do they?
No, Agassi loves to just get on with it, particularly when he has his opponent on the run a little bit. Because then if you can tire him a little bit, don't give him as much time to rest, you can get a free point like he just did there.
The last 4 singles matches on this court have been singles sets have been won in tie breaks. Pete Sampras last night over Mark Woodford of Australia. Down match point, he won it. Tie break in the 3rd, and in the first match today, 2 tie breaks, and then a tie break in the first set here. Agassi leads 2-1. Kafelnikov will serve. Agassi 1-0.
Now you can get into tennis with no strings attached, because now when you subscribe to Tennis Magazine, we're going to give you the first issue of Tennis risk-free and send you a free carry-all bag.
When I pick up Tennis Magazine, I get excited that I'm going to learn something new that I can go out and apply on the court the very next day.
Subscribe for just $19.77 a year. Call now and get this carry-all bag and the first issue risk-free.
Order Tennis Magazine now. 800-228-5400.
Imagine a 24-hour network dedicated to bringing you nothing but news about sports. The best highlights, latest information, and instant updates, all right now, as it's happening. What would you call this network?
The most amazing, incredible, beautiful, wonderful network ever created by mortals.
Well, not quite. ESPN News Network, the 24-hour sports news network from ESPN. Who else?
Agassi won the first set in the tiebreak. He's up 2-1 on serve in the second. There's a look at the Mercedes Super 9 championship schedule. Michael Chang won the first one at Indian Wells. Agassi took out Goran Ivanisevic, had to pull out at the Lipton. Then Thomas Muster won Monte Carlo. Carretera, the surprise of the century, won Hamburg.
Came through the qualifying.
And Muster won Rome.
Have that be something if Muster can... He's the only two-time winner there so far this year. If he can win here on the hard course in Cincinnati, that would silence a lot of people.
Boy, that's the truth.
Agassi again aggressive with the return, setting up that forehand. Oh, there's Agassi coming in and knock off the volley nicely.
Love 30.
Being aggressive, taking his chance when he sees it. Sees the short ball. He's really moving in on these volleys well. Getting them nice and high. Wrist comes under the ball a little bit into the open court. Looking at the stats a little bit over here, Cliff, and it's very even. Total winners, Agassi's got a couple more errors, are identical. The only difference really is the net points won. Agassi's won 7 of 8. Kafelnikov's only been to net once, and I think really that's the difference. Andre's been just a little bit more aggressive.
Yeah. Break points for Agassi.
I'd like to see Kafelnikov, add that a little bit to his game.
He's got
especially on the faster services.
And he likes to play on the faster
He's a great volleyer.
I mean, he said that he actually prefers carpet.
Mm-hmm. Indoor carpet, yes.
Saves one.
Good second serve there into the body, jamming Agassi. 100 miles an hour on that second serve. Another break point, though. And he jams him again. Didn't have as much pace on that, but kicked it a little bit. Right into Agassi's body.
Deuce.
Andre's not going to be happy. He likes to convert those break points. He and Brad Gilbert always talk about how would I do on the conversions. Meaning the break point opportunities, especially on those second serves. Good jams. Here you see him being jammed. Look how close he is in. Just doesn't quite get out of the way of it.
That will sail. Now game point for Kafelnikov after Agassi had a couple of break opportunities from 15-40.
Agassi would much rather have 2 break point opportunities in a match and win both of them than go, let's say, 1 for 9. That really ticks him off.
It is an interesting statistic in tennis. That is for sure, as Kafelnikov holds on, it's 2 games all. As you said earlier, Kafelnikov won the French singles and doubles this year. Nobody done that since Ken Rosewall in 1968. Kenny is here, by the way, doing the corporate schmooze, the 10th thing,
Old muscles.
Yeah. I have a trivia question for you. He played the final when he was 39 years old, final at Wimbledon and the U.S. Open. He lost in both finals. To
Jimmy Connors. Was it Jimmy Connors? That's routine for me. I'm up on this, Cliff.
That helicopter up there is, maybe it's a tournament helicopter, who knows, but you can see there
Kafelnikov's waving at it. Get it out of here.
I mean, those things really can get to you because you throw the ball up, it's there, it's a noise factor as well.
Right.
The guy's just up there saying, hey, I'm just doing my job. Somebody told me to come here, take some pictures. Up 15. At 15 all. I know you're enjoying this match because you've got two of the greatest shot makers in, maybe not history of the sport, but certainly current players. And they are really both giving it everything they've got today. First set, Agassi, tiebreak. 2 games all, second, 15 all.
Still looking up at that helicopter. He really seems perturbed by it.
That's a great shot. Man, I can't. It's just amazing how he hardly backs up. It's almost a half volley from the baseline for a winner.
Makes it look so easy. Look at his timing. He's almost, you're right, he's almost moving backwards there, and he's still able to hit it right in the corner. Incredible.
Game point. Kafelnikov says you can have that one. Agassi takes it, steers it into the open court, and it is 3 games to 2 in the second set. He won the first. We're on serve. Kafelnikov will serve after this break.
A friend of mine told me, try America Online. I said, why? I've got a computer. He said, try it. You'll see. It's simple. Every time you sign on, welcome. It tells you if you've got mail. You've got mail. Want to send some email? Type the message. Click here, and it's done. I like this. With one click, I can browse all kinds of great features on America Online. I've gotten help with my golf swing, planned my next vacation. I even get stock price updates every 15 minutes. America Online has over 100 newspapers and magazines, everything from Business Week Online to Cycle World. And I can browse them all. With America Online, you can point and click your way across the internet. And their web browser makes it easy to explore the World Wide Web. Call the toll-free number and you'll receive your free startup kit and 15 free hours to look around. It's worth a try. You'll see.
Call 1-800-254-0700 now for your free America Online startup kit. That's 1-800-254-0700. Call now to arrange for a free phone consultation.
Very close. Let's take a look at statistically how this match translates.
Well, so often when matches between two great players, it comes down to just a few points. Like unforced errors, identical. Agassi with a few more winners. Break chances, Agassi 1 out of 4. Kafelnikov 1 for 1. Agassi won't be real happy with that 1 out of 4. Not a great percentage. The one thing we're not seeing there is, as I talked a little bit about earlier, the net rushes. Agassi's won 7 out of 8 of those. And he's picked the right times to do it. I think that's the key there. And Kafelnikov's only been to net once. And to me, that's really the only part of his game that he could need to work in, that transition game, getting into net and finishing the point from the net.
Of course, I suppose, I don't put words in your mouth, but it's not that easy to attack Agassi because he's just so good on the return to serve and the pass.
Well, you're definitely right about that, Cliff, but I think we've seen a number of points where Agassi's had to go to the one-handed backhand and hit the slice, which he's done pretty well, but that's the time when you can try to sneak in and cut that ball off. And look at that, perfect technique on that volley, and that was a tough forehand volley there.
Patrick, the guy volleys well. He's number 10 in the world in doubles. He's clearly a good volleyer.
And here he waits for the overhead, gets it in position, turns the shoulders. right into the open court. But he only came in on that because he was forced in.
Yep. He's relentless. 30-all.
Here's the Agassi. The ball's staying very low, and he just flicks under. Look how quickly his racket goes through it. Turns his hips. Clean winner.
Look at that.
Well, that's tremendous backhand from Kafelnikov up the line.
I talked to Alex O'Brien, who lost to Agassi in the last round, and he just said to me, Agassi puts so much pressure on you. Yes, Kafelnikov doing the same thing. Clean winner off the backhand. Game point, Kafelnikov. So he holds on, and it is 3 games all in the third. Oh, boy, I tell you, this is the time to fasten your seatbelt. I mean, Kings Island is just across the highway here, and you know they've got their seatbelts fastened for all those great rides they've got over there. But
we need to get a shot of that. We've had a couple of nice shots. Let's get a shot over there.
About 15. Love 30, look out.
That's aggressive hitting from Kafelnikov. Nice and deep. Again, pushing Agassi back.
Agassi serving into the sun. 3 games all, love 30. Big moment.
Winner. That's inside the line. Kafelnikov ticked off about that first serve, but he recovered pretty well. Crushes that backhand cross court, so he's got love 40. Triple break point now.
There is the breaker serve to Kafelnikov. He'll have to serve into the sun this next game. And it'll be a desperate effort from Agassi to try to get the break back. He's done a break in the second. There's a look at Kings Island. Back in a minute.
Now you can get into tennis with no strings attached, because now when you subscribe to Tennis Magazine, we're going to give you the first issue of Tennis risk-free and send you a free carry-all bag.
When I pick up Tennis Magazine, I get excited that I'm going to learn something new that I can go out and apply on the court the very next day.
Subscribe for just $19.77 a year. Call now and get this carry-all bag and the first issue risk-free.
Order Tennis Magazine now. 800-228-5400.
Whoever said winning isn't everything never met me.
Champions like Pete Sampras always play to win, and so should you with the winner's credit card, the no annual fee ATP Tour MasterCard. Call toll-free 1-888-222-PETE for the card that puts you on the ATP Tour. Gain insider access to ATP Tour events and discounts on ATP Tour products. Sampras has a killer serve. The ATP Tour MasterCard offers killer service.
Together, we play to win. Call 1-888-222-PETE to carry the card that I carry.
This is the beast.
Excuse me, Cliff?
That's the fiery Cliff.
That's Fred over there, the beast.
Look at that thing.
Here he comes.
Oh, no.
There they go.
Hold on, that's what Agassi's got to be doing now. Hold on, because he is in trouble. Down a break in the second. That's a Kings Island. And it's just across the street. Albeit a pretty big street.
Big shot by Agassi, just stepping in.
How tough is the sun on that side at this time of the day, Patrick?
It's pretty hard, and it's particularly you try to change the toss a little bit sometimes, maybe take a little bit off the ball. Sometimes on that glare, you get that glare for that split second, and of course, when you're playing against Andre Agassi, that split second's enough, the ball's gone.
Love 30. He had trouble serving into the sun, and now Kafelnikov faces the same problem at 4-3 for Kafelnikov. Here's the sun above our little perch. 15-30.
Perfectly. Didn't quite follow through enough on this forehand. Look, he sets it up beautifully with this. Kafelnikov has to just scrape it back. Agassi sets it up and just catches the tape.
30 over.
Big point there, too.
That clipped the line, and he's got a break point. I don't know how much more dangerously you can play than that. He's behind the baseline and he clips the line on the other side on a cross court. Break point. Open court for the two-hander down the line, and he makes no mistake on that one. Deuce. This is a crucial couple of points coming up for Agassi because Kafelnikov serving into the sun leads 4-3. Now game point.
Just getting a little tentative on that forehand there. Missed the return.
Arena football time. ESPN 2 will be there Saturday, midnight, quarterfinal matchup. The Predators versus the Arizona Rattlers. Orlando leads that series 4-3 Saturday night, ESPN 2.
Predators and the Rattlers. I love those names. Well, that's a real half-hearted attempt to come in there by Andre. Just gets caught in no person's land, as we call it nowadays.
Love 15. Love 30. Agassi lost his last serve game pretty badly. Now he is in trouble again at 3-5. Love 30. Oh. 15-30. It's as much a battle of wills at this stage as anything else. They've played 3 times. Kafelnikov's won twice. A lot of help from the net, and it's 30 all.
Here it is. Andre just catches that tape. Tape's been pretty kind this week. A lot of those have gone over. Andre comes back with the ace. 3rd ace of the match. This brings him to game point.
Points for Agassi, and then Kafelnikov rifles one for the winner, and we're at deuce. Both of them here throwing caution to the winds. Set point now for the Russian. Evgeny Kafelnikov took out Michael Stich, the final at the French Championships, Roland Garros. First Grand Slam title. Set point. That is wide. There's the set for Kafelnikov. They'll change ends. We'll see a three-setter to see which one of these two gets into the semi-final at the ATP to take on Thomas Muster.
Now, rock-hard Perfect Abs and a slim, sexy waistline can be yours with Perfect Abs and our special free trial offer. The unique rotating arm bar lets Perfect Abs adjust to fit any body size and provides a wide range of workout intensity. If you want, Perfect Abs folds down for easy storage. Call right now and try Perfect Abs in this special free trial. Then, if you love your washboard abs and slim, sexy waistline, simply keep Perfect Abs and your credit card will be charged just 2 payments of $34.95. Why buy something made of plastic? Or pay more for machines you can't fold up and don't have an adjustable bar? Get the real value in abdominal fitness. Call to order your own Perfect Abs right now. Have your credit card ready and call the toll-free number on your screen. It takes only minutes a day to get rock-hard abs and a smooth, sexy waistline with Perfect Abs. And with our free trial offer, you can give Perfect Abs a try in your own home at no risk to you. Call the toll-free number and order your Perfect Abs right now.
Take a look at the match records, 3-set match records of these two. Both look pretty solid in that department. They're those top 10 players. Agassi seated number 6 here, Kafelnikov number 4. So you'd expect that. They have good general records. What about this third set, Patrick? I mean, that second set, sort of at the end, Agassi kind of faded.
He certainly faded in that last game a little bit. I think he's won 2 3-set matches here already. Kafelnikov actually had a tough 3-set win himself yesterday. I think it's a good test for Andre. As we talked about earlier, he's going to have to play his best tennis. We knew it wasn't going to be easy. Kafelnikov's playing well. It's fitting it comes down to 1 set.
Chris Woodruff served for the match against Kafelnikov yesterday.
That's right. A 5-3 lead in the final set.
Love 15. First point goes to Agassi.
Good deep first serve there by Kafelnikov. Skidded off the line. 15 all. Before this match, we saw the end of that Muster-Ferrer match, which is 2 tiebreakers, over 2 hours. These guys have played 2 sets, one of them a tiebreak. They've been out there only an hour and 15 minutes. Whoa! They definitely don't waste any time. Just step right up and just clock the ball every time.
That's exactly right. First game of the third set. It's the difference, isn't it, between guys who stay way behind the baseline like Thomas Muster and these two who did not back up.
Look at him stepping in and finding that corner. These guys are working hard. They've only been out an hour and 16, but a lot of tough points. Quick moving.
That's good.
It just dropped in there.
Deuce.
Incredible. He just picks this up, kind of half volleys it, similar to Andre Agassi. And look where it drops, just on the line. A break point, big this first game of the third set.
break points converted column there, because in as much as it's important to Agassi, it doesn't look good for him, Patrick. 1 out of 6.
1 for 6, that's right.
And then Kafelnikov.
3 for 3, yep.
Oh, that's huge. Sets himself up for another one here. 1 for 6 in break points converted.
Really crushes that return and crushes the next one. Let's see if he goes with the same authority in this point on break point. He's got a second serve to work with. Oh, and he gets the break. It just drops over. Agassi draws first blood in the third set.
And the break gets him the break. 1 game to love with the break. Agassi to serve after we take a break.
What questions keep men up nights? How good can you possibly feel? Are you looking for peak performance? Men's Health magazine has the answers. Call now and get your first issue free. You'll discover uncommon knowledge like 50 ways to flatten your stomach without sit-ups, how to cut your cholesterol 30 points in only 30 days, 5 intimate secrets to better relationships. With this special TV offer, you'll also get these 3 vital books free. Discover the sex secrets women wish men knew. Learn how to get rid of that gut quickly and easily. Plus, you'll get 101 Men's Health secrets every man should know. Call now for your free trial issue of Men's Health. You'll get the full year of Men's Health for $19.97 and these 3 books free. Where are the answers to your questions? In Men's Health.
Call 1-800-418-5577 now for a free trial issue of Men's Health magazine. Subscribe now at our lowest price and get all 3 books free. Have your credit card ready.
And we're back to the ATP Championship. Actually, with the break, first game of the third set. Got left court. Here it is, the second serve. Here's the return. Stretches for the forehand. Now this ball is going to hit the tape and roll over. Look at him. He almost feels bad. He feels so bad. I'm really sorry I got lucky there and broke you, but I'll take it. I don't feel that bad about it. I'm up to break in the third.
Love 15.
It was almost too bad it ended that way, though, because they had played such great points, both of them really stroking the ball big from the backcourt.
But he needed the break, Patrick, because he just could not convert break points, as we were saying.
Just taking his time and just lining it up, going behind Agassi, and all of a sudden it's love 30.
I mean, they both hit incredible shot after shot after shot, and they both look so nonchalant about it all.
No, that's an overrule there. The lines person called it out.
Yeah, she wasn't too sure because she didn't signal.
She didn't signal. Steve Ulrich in the chair overruled it immediately. A little break for Agassi. Gets the first serve now. It's love 30.
Second game, third set. It's been really great stuff. Watch this. If we was not that easy an overhead because he was outside of the serve line. It was pretty high. Clips the line. Agassi doesn't think so.
I don't know. It looked pretty good from up here, but Andre's complaining. Obviously thought it was wide.
Ulrich's not going to overrule it.
Either thought it was wide or was trying to get someone else to think it was wide.
It was way the other side of the court from Ulrich, so...
There's the angle. That's a tough one to see for us from that angle.
And the super slow-mo camera that we have, that gives you a pretty good idea, but that angle wasn't any good. That's wide. There is the break for Kafelnikov, and it's 1 game all in the third.
Agassi gets a code violation for some choice words to the umpire. Crowd booing. Must have thrown a couple 4-letter words in there of some sort. Get a cold violation that quickly. We couldn't hear what he said, so we don't know.
I don't know whether the crowd heard him or not, but Ulrich did, and that's what counts. 1 game all. Good.
Great stuff from Kafelnikov. We saw Agassi at the Olympics. He was 1 warning away from being defaulted at the Olympics against Wayne Ferrer, and he kind of used that to psych himself up a little bit. So maybe that's what he's trying here.
How was that one?
You heard him say that.
He might be trying to get himself pumped.
15 all.
Not to mention the fact that he seems to be rather perturbed.
Patrick, your brother used to get a little perturbed sometimes on the court, too.
When? I never saw that.
Did it motivate him, you think? I mean, I've asked him that question.
Oh, that's a big forehand from Andre.
15-30.
Definitely seems to be a little more aggressive now.
Break points for Agassi now. Where did this barrage of breaks come from suddenly? Stage 1.
Well, to answer your question quickly, Cliff, about my brother, I think it did probably motivate him most of the time. Maybe towards the latter stage of their career, it might have interfered a little bit more with his game. Here's Andre questioning that call from earlier.
Right here.
Clearly thought it was wide. Anyway, break point again for Andre.
And there is the break. So we've had 3 service breaks in the third set. 2 games to 1. Agassi leads. He'll serve after they take a break. It's the Great American Insurance ATP Championships you're watching.
Football fans, this is where the thrills start. In Sports Illustrated's spectacular Kickoff Kit. Get the NFL team video of your choice, any one of 30 teams, plus your choice of an official NFL Pledge Allegiance team t-shirt. Both the great shirt and video are free with your paid subscription to Sports Illustrated. Your free team video gives you an exciting look at your team's best to find out who's new and what's up for this season.
We're supposed to be here. Nobody wants us in the playoffs.
Your Pledge Allegiance team t-shirt is a great-looking way to show your team colors, no matter which team you choose. Both are free when you order 54 issues of Sports Illustrated for only $1.48 an issue. Save over 55% off the cover price. Use your credit card. Call now and kick off the season free with the team video and team T-shirt of your choice. A sports experience like no other. Sports Illustrated. Get into it.
Agassi 2-1 with a break in the third set this Sunday on ESPN2. Formula One racing goes to Hungary, the Grand Prix of Hungary. Damon Hill, can he win his first Formula One title? You'll find out Sunday morning, 7:45 a.m. on the Deuce. Andre Agassi will be working on his second annual Agassi Foundation Grand Slam for Children. It's a fundraising concert that he started last year at the MGM Grand Garden in Las Vegas, September 21. Seal will be there. Also Elton John, Babyface, Vanessa Williams. They raised nearly $2 million last year.
He does so much tremendous work for kids and for charities, particularly out in his home in Las Vegas. Really gives back to his community. It's great to see. Not great to see that error he just made, though, for himself. Serving with new balls here.
15.
He's a little bit quicker. His feet are a little bit quicker. Kafelnikov's a little further behind the baseline. Maybe he covers the balls out wide a little bit better just because of that.
Agassi moves well, so he gets off the mark quickly.
He really does. Oh, yeah, he's got tremendous reaction time.
15 all. 30-15, Agassi.
That's a nice serve out wide for Agassi. Fourth ace. Really mixes his serves up well.
Yeah. You know, we talked about motivation before the match, and I think, Patrick, he really looks motivated. Win or lose now. Watch this.
Well, here's a good hard first serve. Sees the short backhand, gets a great preparation, turns his shoulders right down the line for a winner. I think you're absolutely right, Cliff. And this is a great test for him.
Yeah, because Kafelnikov is among the best in the world. He's seated number 4 here. He won the French, and
he came to play today.
Yep.
As we see right there. Now you see why he's one of the best doubles players in the world. Nice short, compact return right down the line for a winner.
Agassi holds. It's 3 games to 1. Let's take a look at the brackets now. Thomas Muster is through. The winner of this match here will take on Thomas Muster in the semi-final for a place in the final. And then up next, you won't see, but Sampras and Enquist will play against each other. Tonight you will see, if you tune into the Deuce at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, Chang taking on Goran Ivanisevic. Don't miss that one.
I don't want to miss any of these matches. How about if Agassi wins this, Agassi Muster in the semis? That would be incredible.
Super.
I'd love to see those two guys battle it out. Kafelnikov is not going to give this away at all. He's had a lot of chances to break serve. So even though he's just down a break, he's still in it.
That's nice. Clean swings from both players.
It's almost great just to close your eyes and listen to the sound of the ball. Then you know there's some good tennis being played. Only you want to do that for about 1 point, though. You want to miss too much.
That's a beautiful serve and an excellent game from the Russian. Winning it without the loss of a point. 3-2. Agassi leads with a break. He'll serve after this pause.
Bring it on!
Up in heaven. God, what don't you like about the senior tour?
I don't like knowing the results before they happen.
Really? I think that'd be kind of...
Cool, yes, it was, but not now. I don't like it. I liked it then, but I don't like it now. Now I like to just watch it as it happens.
So, knowing what's going to happen, do you ever get goosebumps?
When Arnie comes up to the last fairway and the crowd roars, that still gets to me. Cheese?
Up in heaven.
Agassi will serve, leading 3-2 with a break in the third set against the number 4 seed here, Kafelnikov. In the unforced errors column, he's not quite as good, and he's better in the winners column.
Well, not surprisingly. Obviously, Andre probably going for a little bit more from the baseline, taking a few more risks, thus a few more winners, a few more unforced errors. Keys the break so far. He's got that one break in the third. Another good serve. Really seems to have stepped up his serve a bit today, serving harder than he has in his previous matches. He knows how to pace himself, Agassi, through a big tournament. He seems to be stepping on the gas a little bit now.
Missed it. That is a great shot from Kafelnikov. This is the ATP Tour, the ATP Championships that you're watching. We're at the ATP Stadium in Mason, Ohio. This is the second quarterfinal of the day. In the first one, Thomas Muster took out Wayne Ferreira of South Africa. We are in the third set. Andre Agassi has the break. He is serving.
Oh, tremendous running forehand from Kafelnikov. 15-30 there, a big point. Agassi didn't quite do enough with that approach. Look at Kafelnikov on the dead run. Early preparation, swings, flicks it cross court. Give him double break point to get the break back and even it up at 3-all.
For roller hockey fans who tuned in, stay with us. This is live tennis from the ATP, and you're watching a terrific match between Agassi and Kafelnikov. Now back even, 3 games all in the third.
Kafelnikov's had 5 break point chances, and how many has he taken, Cliff? All 5.
Yep.
Amazing stat there. Playing the big points so well.
It's watching 2 guys who are the best in the business, or very close to the best in the business, playing well. Cannot ask for anything more. Tennis is your game.
Shut up there!
Kafelnikov telling somebody to shut up in the crowd. That wasn't me.
I don't know what they said anyway.
Seems to be letting a few things bother him, but hasn't affected his play too much. Had the chopper before. Oh, he steps off the line. That's a good move by him. Just relax himself a little bit. Well, Andre's talking to the crowd over there.
Again, I don't know what he said, so I can't pass it on.
15-30.
Much more pleasant day today. The weather has cooled down, but this match is hot. 15-30. Another big point. There have been 4 breaks in this third set.
And Andre knew it when he hit it. He loves that shot, but that ball just dropped a little bit too low. If he had maybe reacted a little bit quicker, here is a tremendous return in the corner. Kafelnikov able to get it back. And look at that, it was a little bit low. If he had maybe gotten a little bit earlier, may have made it. And now Kafelnikov with a good first serve.
Patrick, I was thinking it could have been a little later, too. Could just let it drop. And
well, that too, but we're talking about Andre Agassi here. I go for a little bit of dramatic.
40-30, game point for Kafelnikov. These are dramatic moments. Agassi won this title last year. He won everything between the Wimbledon and the U.S. Open. So there's a lot at stake for him. That's why.
Agassi just punishing those balls. Kafelnikov finally breaks down. Man, was he coming with some heat there.
What are your break point converted statistics here, Patrick?
We got 3 for 9 for Agassi.
Another one here.
And the second serve.
That goes long.
Oh, it's amazing. Sometimes that just plays on your head a little bit when you lose so many, and you just think about that a little bit. When you get to that break point, it's in the back of your head, and that's all it takes for you to miss that. And Kafelnikov, he's 5 for 5. He's thinking, every time I've had one, I'm going to go for it. That whole mindset is so important in tennis. And you play a point like that.
See how he does with his 11th chance to break.
Here he just set it up here. This was just academic now. Right into the open court. The easy one. He's pretty close to the net. Break point again.
Football! Football called. In any case, it was in the net. Brilliantly played. Point. Kafelnikov unhappy about the football call, but it's too late now. Agassi leads 4-3. He'll serve. We'll take a break. Stay with me.
That was
Your daughter has an American Express student card. She'll be able to get great deals on flights home.
It gives you more choices.
With that card, you can extend the payment. It's very flexible.
You're going to get a reward point for every dollar you spend.
Our senior member card has a lower fee.
It gives you some more options.
I'm sure we've got a card that'll work for you.
Whoever you are, American Express helps you do more.
We're back in the ATP Championship. Agassi breaks right here. Here's Kafelnikov off the return. There's his first shot. Look at Agassi. He says, I'm going for it. Throw all those stats out the window. you guys are talking about up there. I'm going for this. I got the forehand down the line, and just look at how the racket ends up behind his opposite shoulder. And Kafelnikov can just barely not get that one. Just goes a little bit wide. Andre says, I got the break. But he's already said that, what, 3 times this set?
Yeah, twice at least. This is the third. There have been more breaks than holes in this third set. Agassi serving at 4-3 into the sun, and it's now really at 3:10 on this Friday afternoon. It's at about the worst. You can see him looking up there at it. 30 love. So this is a time when you really have to throw the ball in such a way that it does not, you know, affect the you don't look into the sun directly.
And that's why he took a little bit off that serve, because you just want to spin it in, give yourself that little extra time to get ready for the next shot, because the glare of the sun's in your eyes. And that time he goes for the big one up the middle. At 30 love, he likes to do that. He gets a free point there.
Game point Agassi.
Good solid couple points to solidify that break. Here's Andre's server from. Look at this sun. Look at this cap. The shadows coming off his face, right into his face. There's the sun. You really got to stay focused there. Sometimes alter the toss a little bit, get it right out of the way of the sun.
Nice camera work, guys. Nice. This is match game as Agassi leads 5-3. Kafelnikov serving love 15.
There, he knew he had the opportunity to get on top of that. Feels like he's got Kafelnikov on the ropes. He'd love to finish with one more break.
Points from the match now for Agassi. Thomas Muster waiting for the winner of this match in the semi-final. Wide match points for Agassi. Sampras and Enquist to play next, and then Chang and Ivan Izovich tonight at 7:30 on the Dew. Match point.
Finishes up with a flurry in that last game, just barraging Evgeny Kafelnikov with some huge returns. Finishes them off 6-3 in the third. Just a tremendous performance by Agassi, especially, I thought, the end of that third set play.
By any definition, I think you'd have to say, and the fact is, and you said it a couple of times, Patrick Kafelnikov today came to play, and he came second, because Andre Agassi also came to play. He broke Kafelnikov's serve, and eventually his spirit. Agassi will take on Muster in the semi-finals. We'll be back.